follow along as I prep food for the week, as I'm learning to become an ingredient-only household. So we're going to make some staples that I use throughout the week. So I'm starting off with some yogurt. I'm using whole milk and warming that up. The goal is to get this to just under boiling, but milk boils so quickly, so I always seem to forget about it, and this happens. At the same time, I'm making some granola. I'm using 2 cups of oats, a 1/4 cup of coconut oil, 1/3 cup of maple syrup, top it up with honey because I ran out, some cinnamon, vanilla essence, and then I add some things that are really optional, so flax seeds, hazelnut, chia seeds, almond shavings, and some dried apricot. I then mix it up. If you're going to do this, please warm up the coconut oil so it's easier to mix. Put it in the oven for about 20 minutes, and I then go on to making flatbread. 3 3/4 cup of flour for the flatbread, a little bit of salt. I activate the yeast by putting in some lukewarm water with a teaspoon of sugar. Then a 3/4 cup of yogurt, 3 tablespoons of olive oil. And in the meantime, I'm going to test if my milk has cooled down enough for me to put my finger in it for 10 seconds without burning, because that's when you know you can add a tablespoon of yogurt to some of this to kind of mix it up well, which you can then add to the mixture. In the meantime, I stir the granola and put it on for another 10 minutes. And last time I made yogurt, I didn't do this, but I put a towel around it to keep it warm. Let's see if that makes a difference. Then the yeast is activated. I mix that into the mixture. The granola burns, unfortunately. Keep an eye on it. I then knead the dough for about 10 minutes for the flatbread. And this is, I think, to activate the gluten in it. I then put it in a bowl with some olive oil and put a towel over it. Leave it for about 2 hours. In the meantime, granola has cooled down, so I put that in this jar. And 2 hours later, this is what the dough looks like. Nice and doubled in size. So I cut it up in 8 portions and I fold it in. Here's how I do that. And this makes it very stretchy, the dough. I'm not really sure beyond that what it needs to be doing, but I do it because everyone does it. I put some in tin foil for the freezer, the rest in this Tupperware, and put it in the fridge to use the next day. The next morning, I look at the yogurt, and as you can see, it has set, so it's no longer liquid. This will have been in the oven overnight.